Assalamualaikum and a very good evening of you. So thank you for attending this meeting. So today we are invited to join this meeting for discussing a little bit about our project that will be introduced from our CEO. So first of all, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Hafizul bin Ahmad Supari, and I'm the safety engineer for this Dreamland company. And next, I would like to invite our CEO to introduce himself first.
My name is Sulaiman bin Ahmad and I'm the CEO for the Dreamland company.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Munirah binti Shukor and I am the General Manager of the Dreamland company.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Salman bin Salim and I'm the design engineer for Dreamland.
Okay, nice to meet you all. Next, I think we don't need to waste any time here. So I would like to invite Mr. Sulaiman to introduce a little bit about introduction for our project.
Thank you to Mr. Hafizul, our safety engineer. And now I will jump to the introduction part. Before we go into the production part, I would like to mention again that our product is actually single bed frame and we use the application of unsymmetrical bending. So now firstly I would like to explain about the agenda first. We'll explain about what is unsymmetrical bending and its application. So asymmetrical bending occurs when main axes of the cross section do not coincide with the direction of the loading. This asymmetrical bending, also known as complex or biaxial bending. So the direction of the normal axis will not be perpendicular to the plane of the bending. To prevent torsion, the line of application of the load must pass through the shear center. So that's some knowledge for asymmetrical bending. So now this is the formula that used to calculate the stress, asymmetrical bending stress. So sigma is equal to negative mzy over iz plus myz over iy. So this formula are really useful for us to identify the maximum stress that can be applied on the single bed frame. So from this formula, we can know the maximum load that can be withstand by the single bed frame of our product. So from this knowledge, we make some new modification on this product, which make it more reliable to be used for our customer, and we attract our customer to buy it. Thank you. That's all for the introduction.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Sulaiman, for introduce our project here. I would like to invite Mr. Munirah to explain about the description for our project.
Thank you to Mr. Hafizul. So now I will explain to you the detail of the chosen application, which is the single bed frame. Before I start, let's watch this video first. How about the video? Interesting, right? Next, we will see some photos of single bed frame. All of these photos were taken from my house located in Kampung Derang, Bukit Pinang, Alustar. So, how about the component of this single bed frame? It consists of basic feet made from wood at the corners, a pair of non-slip feet at the middle as a support, the curved top and timeless grilled headboard and footboard design, light-duty steel slab and safer metal construction. This single bed frame is constructed mainly from metal and may be an open structure with slats for mattress support. This product is affordable and can last for many years without breaking down or developing cracks or other defects. This steel-based bed frame make it extra sturdy and more resilient to force applied. Now I will brief to you the current problems this bed frame has. First of all, single bed frame might have problems with its stability, which might be affected by some factors like the material used, the pressure applied, size of the base, and height. Next, it might have issues with the welding quality, as the welding quality determines the strength of this bed frame. If by any chance the welding quality is not good enough, then the bed may not last for a long time due to the failure. Next problem is metal bed frame also has a tendency to squeak if the joint is loose. And last but not least, the light-duty steel slats of the bed frame that are installed in sections are susceptible to sagging if excess load is applied and thus lead to asymmetrical bending. But don't worry, all of these issues can definitely be improved. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Munirah, for explaining to us about this project more clearly. So I think next we can call Mr. Salman for explain to us about some modification that come from his brilliant ideas.
Okay, so thank you very much. An extremely important aspect that we took into consideration in designing the bed is how much and how well it will react to the bending moment and support reaction applied to it. So the first modification is to add 2 extra feet in the middle of the bed, which will be more stable than the current setup, which only has 4 basic feet at the corners and 2 small feet that can't handle big load. So, for example, the bed frame which has 2 extra feet in the middle of the bed will be more stable than the current bed frame. This is due to the bending moment that will have a higher value placed on the 4 wooden legs, which are the main legs in carrying the load, compared to the lower values being placed if there are 2 extra legs being equally distributed. So there will be a total of 8 legs. If there's extra load being placed on the bed, it will bend more and fail if the limit is reached. So therefore, adding more feet will aid in the support and the bed will now be able to withstand more before failing. So now to move on, the material that's selected also plays an important role in achieving the best performance and quality of the product. The common materials used in making the bed frames are steel, wood, plywood, and hard plastics. In the past, timber or wood would have been the most favored materials to be selected for the bed frame. The specialty of timber in the past was that it was easily acquired, stiff, and simple to process. But recently, steel or metal has replaced timber because timber prices have become expensive. And also they cannot support as much and will fail easier in terms of bending moment placed on them. So basically we selected metal for the material to make the whole metal bed frame, including the legs, everything. So when we compare, this is because when comparing steel with wood, steel is easier to handle, easier to manufacture, stronger. The value of young modulus is higher of steel compared to wood, so therefore it can withstand a higher bending moment, and the unsymmetrical bending placed on it, you'll be able to withstand more of that, and you will still get the best performance out of it. So therefore metal is the material that we selected for making the entire, that's one of the modifications. Now last but not least, the footboard and headboard are one of the most important parts of the bed. Usually people will prefer a good design for the footboard and headboard. Even though the design is beautiful, it also has to be rounded or curved edge for safety purposes. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Salman, for brilliant ideas that you give just now. I think I would like to add some for this modification to make sure our project will perform at its best. Okay, first, if we are focusing with Salman's presentation before, he mentioned about the stability. So there are many factors that affecting the stability. So the first is by lowering its center of gravity. So one of the way or the simple way to reduce or to lower the center of gravity is just by minimize or reduce the size of bed leg. Okay. If you do this, it not just increase the stability of the bed frame or bed, it will also minimize the weight, so it will be easier for us to carry. And last but not least, it will also reduce the cost of manufacturing. Okay, so another modification that we can do is by following the size factor. So we know that if the size is increased, it will be more stable. But if you are change or we increase the size of bed frame, it will affect our design and will be ugly or not nice to see. So because of the mattress usually has its specific size or dimension. So to increase the stability, but by not affecting the bed frame dimension, we can just simply increase the size of base of bed leg. So if you do this, it will increase the stability. It will also increase the grip, so it will not move freely or easily, and it also will become more stable. Okay, that's all from me. I will pass it back to our CEO to make a conclusion.
Thank you, Mr. Hafizul, the host for our meeting today. So the conclusion is that we know that the knowledge regarding the asymmetrical bending is so important to help our engineers to choose the best material for a particular product. This knowledge helps us to know the maximum load that can be withstand by a certain product in a particular circumstances. So this knowledge also help our engineers to identify the modification that should be done on their product. Therefore, the customer will get more attracted to to our new product. That's all from me. Thank
Thank
you.
you to all of you for attending this meeting. I think from this meeting, we can do our project better, and even our product will be the best around the world. So I would like to end this meeting here. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.